beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to the College Prediction Show. It's championship week, kids. Brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. Bob, when we first went live on air there, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a woman in her bra, and this is our first show of the day. So what were you looking at?
This was not even for the show, actually.
No, this was at the request of Dan.
Yeah, yesterday he wanted to show Eli, the Brazilian model with Down syndrome.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great. Pop that up real quick, actually, because that describes the college football rankings from last night. So
big Alabama fans.
What?
Yeah. It's not. It's
hotter than you thought they'd be.
No,
no.
You think it's good, and then it's not. Once you keep going up, that's what these college football rankings are here.
I don't know that I agree with that.
I do. I will get into it.
I mean, I'm not talking about the college rankings. I'm talking about
her,
the hot girl.
She has Down syndrome.
Well, yeah, that's right. But you know what? You know what? She also has a really good attitude. Better than most of the women you know.
Oh, yeah.
Better than most of the men you know.
Eli,
she's happy. She loves grilled cheese sandwiches. So do I.
Yeah.
Eli even said, he's like, God damn it, you got me, Dan.
Yeah. Oh, did he really? Okay, good.
Yeah, he's all in. He's got a plane ticket to Brazil this weekend.
Okay, perfect.
He's got to find her and bring her back.
Perfect. A lot going on in college football here. Before we get into the playoffs, we'll start with today was signing day. Out there, and we got some of the people. Look at Jared Taylor's even calling in right now.
What's he want?
Who knows? Should we answer live on air?
See what he wants.
Let's do it.
Let's get Jared's opinions on the college football playoffs.
Yeah, Jared, you're live on Drinkin' Bros.
Well, hey, I was actually calling you because, our Secretary of Defense that has been nominated, his head guy right now would like to come on in the next couple days and chat with you and Dan, if you would like that.
We would love that. Fantastic. Yes. How is Friday at 2 p.m.?
Nope. We've got Friday at 2 p.m. Nate Boyer's on it Friday at 2. We can do 3:30.
Yeah, we can do 3:30 or noon on Friday. How about noon on Friday?
Noon, I've already got a show.
All right, 3:30.
You guys can roll with it. But how's Drinkin' Bros going?
Perfect. We're doing the sports show now. Who do you got winning the college football national championship this year? I know you're a big football guy.
Mariners, actually.
Yep. He said he's going with the Mariners.
Yeah.
So
that sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
I'm putting like 3 of my cars on the Mariners. It's a sure thing. I got this, dude. I even put in my hot dog stash.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. So he's got, for the audio listeners out there, he's got 3 pars on the Mariners to win the college national championship this year. Mm-hmm. Jared Taylor, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. There he goes.
Now, geographically speaking...
I'll call you afterwards. I love you. I love you, sweet boy. Bye-bye.
Geographically speaking, he's close. I believe the Mariners are closest to Oregon, so that's his pick.
Probably. Before we hop in here, let's just go through the recruiting here.
There's only one that I care about.
Georgia's number 1 here so far today for signing.
No, I don't care about that. There's one man that signed today with, I think it was it Eastern Michigan?
Oh, yeah. He did not go to Georgia.
Hold on.
Should we have bumped Eastern Michigan then to 1 because of this signing?
Well, I'm just looking.
Yes, Eastern Michigan. This gentleman has committed.
You want me to read his name?
Football or basketball?
That's right. He plays both. He's a two-sport star.
It was for football, but I bet he could play both there.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say it since I said it last time. That's Noah, nigga. And
no, it's K, nigga.
Oh, was it it's a K? Did we establish that?
There is a K, hard K.
Okay, so
hard K, soft A.
He's saying hard K.
It probably didn't start out that way, to be frank.
That's what I think.
But he had to slip it in after getting beat up a number of times because he does play both sports. And I don't know if you know this about black people, but they also play those 2 sports.
They sure do.
Yeah.
And for the audio listeners, it is Knigga. He is a white man. Congratulations to Noah Kaniga out there. And we're proud of you. At Eastern Michigan, those jerseys are going to be flying off the goddamn shelves.
The Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles.
Hold on, I'm looking at their schedule from this year. They were 5-7, so hopefully he can help with that.
Turn around.
I mean, a 3-star linebacker in that conference, that's an immediate impact.
It sure is,
yeah, it is.
dude.
And in the MAC, I mean, look, they started out the year at Massachusetts, so it's not a great schedule.
Bowl eligibility next year.
Bowl eligibility.
I think that's within reach. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
They played Jackson State, whipped them. They lost.
Perfect. Yeah.
Their losses are to like good teams, man. Washington, Miami, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
Akron.
What the Zips, dude? Yeah, the Zippers are always tough.
Toledo, Ohio, Buffalo.
The Rockets of Toledo. Yeah, they're tough.
Western Michigan.
Okay.
It's an instant
Room for
rivalry.
improvement. We'll say that.
All right. As far as recruiting goes for the rest of the schools, obviously top recruiters off the board there to Eastern Michigan. Right now, ESPN has Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, Oregon at 3, Alabama at 4, Texas at 5, Auburn at 6. Auburn at 6 is a shocker, actually. Surprise there. They haven't won anything in a long time.
That doesn't matter. They got money. They always recruit well. I mean, like so I'm on 247. That's the site I usually go to.
I mean, Hugh Freeze is going to drop bags.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's always half the goddamn SEC's in the top 25 every year of recruiting. It's fucking crazy.
Texas A&M Aggies there coming in at 7. Michigan Wolverines at 8.
A&M's been a top 10 recruiting class for about 5 years in a row right now, and
Money.
they haven't done a goddamn thing with it.
Money, friends.
They
They
haven't
get a
done it.
lot of fucking money.
I know. I understand that. I'm just saying.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
one's
matter.
done
That's
less
an
with
that's an
more.
incompetent franchise.
100% agree. LSU Tigers at 9, Florida Gators at 10. All right, maybe that coach is keeping his job.
That's why you keep Billy around.
Wow. All right, maybe that coach is keeping his job. Penn State snuck in there at 11. I want to get that in there for you. Yeah.
Penn State doesn't recruit well.
They get their top offensive prospect is finally a wide receiver, so good for them.
Yeah.
Finally. And a great tight end, it looks like. All right, let's get to the playoffs here. Last night, we had the Super Show, all the fun on ESPN. Yeah. Yep. There you go. There you go. Whatever you have up on screen is incorrect. That's got Miami right there at number 3. So you got to swap this thing out here.
Fucking idiot.
Was that from week 2 or 3 or something like that, Bob? But
he's just straight up
find the
Google
current
search.
one. Find the current one there.
Come on. He's still got the one with Mizzou on it.
Sure does. That is Bob. You try to slip that in, Mizzou? Come on, man. That's dirty.
Go to Twitter
That's
like a
dirty.
fucking
grown up. Just go to Twitter like a fucking grown up, Bob. It's crazy today. Lot of people bitching last night. Bama. Bama's in. I told you. I told you they were going to be in here. You're not leaving Bama out of anything ever. Always.
Hell no.
Even last year. FSU, undefeated season. Get them out of there. We want Bama in there instead. So enjoy that. Go ahead and blow that up, Bob, if you can.
The only thing right now that's saving Bama is the fact that in my opinion, SMU is going to beat Clemson, because if Clemson beats SMU, Bama's out. Clemson will get that auto bid. SMU will be ranked ahead of Alabama.
Yeah, they're out if Clemson wins.
I think Clemson's going to beat SMU. And I think
then Bama's out.
Bama could be out.
They will be out.
They won't jump SMU.
I think they will jump SMU. Who is SMU lost to? Who are their losses?
They have
this
one
year?
loss, and it's to BYU.
Yeah.
Who is ranked?
To BYU, who is ranked. But who are their wins? Who is SMU's best wins this year?
They beat Louisville, Pitt, and probably are going to beat Clemson. To be honest, I think this is a moot point.
But so no ranked wins.
Yeah, both of those are ranked wins. Louisville and Pitt are both ranked wins.
But you mean at the time that it happens?
Yeah.
Right. But they're looking at now, and that's the issue.
But I mean, you can't keep Indiana in and then bump out SMU.
Look, I agree, guys.
SMU's
This is the whole argument I gave you on Monday,
'Cause they're
and now
playing
it's
in-
happening right in front of your face.
They're playing an additional game, so this is just like Indiana if Indiana made the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, I mean, this is to me, this is fucking insane. But apparently, I'm the only one here. So
I mean, Alabama's only got a 30% chance of making the CFP.
right
Clemson has a higher chance than them, and SMU's at 70%.
at 70 right now. Okay,
I don't see how SMU. I mean, SMU would have to lose by like 60.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole separate thing. If SMU gets trucked, which they haven't been beaten all year except for once by a field goal by BYU at BYU, right? So they're not going to get fucked up by Clemson. The real questions are farther down the list for me is UNLV Boise. What happens if UNLV wins?
It's a playing game. That's a playoff game right there. Winner gets in.
Yeah,
losers out.
Certainly. And then same thing with Iowa State, Arizona State. Iowa State's got the edge right now, at least based on this FPI. It's 55% to 43%.
Who were Arizona's 2 losses to? Arizona State's?
One of their losses was to Cincinnati. However, Leavitt, their quarterback, didn't play.
Okay.
So in my mind, they're a 1 loss.
Yeah, and they lost at Texas Tech
Big 12
early in
team.
the season. I don't think they care about that.
Okay.
But they beat Kansas State. They beat BYU. They beat Utah. They beat a lot of ranked teams this year.
So let's say this list sticks right now. I don't think it will, but let's say it does just for the sake of having fun. Oregon is the biggest loser in this, in my opinion. So what they get Ohio State in round 2?
No. I think Oregon, if they win, I mean, honestly.
No. I mean, this projection on the board is right there. So if Oregon wins.
But if they lose to Penn State, honestly, it's not bad. I think 5's the best seed.
I do too.
Yeah, 100%. 5, we talked about this on the phone last night. Everything else stays the same except for Penn State beats Oregon. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that happens. 1, Ohio State's going to jump Penn State. So Penn State's going to go down to like 9 probably.
No. Penn State will get the 1 seed.
No, they will not.
Yeah, they will.
Because
I'm sorry. I'm saying this.
No.
I'm saying this
if
backwards.
Oregon wins.
Yeah. Penn
Oregon
State wins, they get a bye. Oregon goes probably to the 5 because they beat Alabama. I'm sorry, they beat Ohio State. I think Tennessee might jump Ohio State at that point, but that's not relevant. What's relevant is everything else stays the same. Oregon is in that 5 slot. They play Arizona State, and then they play Boise, and then they're in the semifinals.
If I'm Oregon, I want that 5 seed. I think that's the most valuable seed in this whole thing.
Because then they're going to play they'll probably play Ohio State in the semifinal.
You know who's going to get it though? Oregon's going to beat Penn State, and Notre Dame's going to slide right into that 5 seed, get Arizona State, and then fucking Boise.
I'm telling you, Arizona or
fucking cakewalk to the Final Four.
Notre Dame is the smartest bet for the finals.
So right now on mybookie.com, they are currently number 4. Number 1 is Oregon. Number 2 is Georgia. Texas is number 2. Number 3 is still Ohio State for some reason. And then number 4 is Oregon. Notre Dame. You can get Notre Dame right now at plus 1250.
You got to take it.
You got to take
12.5 to 1 to win the national championship.
And I think they're almost certainly going to be the 5 seed. Also, the 8-9 slot, Oregon's kind of fucked either way sitting there, but it'll probably get shaken up based on how the SEC championship goes.
So with that, all right, let's go there. Let's go to Texas at 2. If Texas loses to Georgia again, and let's say it's bad, like it was at home here, what happens to Texas?
Georgia's the 2 seed, and then Texas probably
6.
becomes like, I don't know, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that necessarily a bad thing for Texas?
No.
They got a home game.
Honestly, if you get the fucking 7 seed and play Indiana in the first round, you're thinking it's all the gods.
You're feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty good about that. But really what you want, I guess, is to be in the SMU or Boise State side of the bracket.
Right.
So you want to be 6, 11, 5, or 12.
6, 11, 5, or 12. And then Georgia would slide up then and get that bye at the 2 seed. So where would that put them at? They would be playing...
They'll play Texas again.
Some combo of Texas for the 3rd time?
Texas for the 3rd. See, this is one thing. They got to try to keep these fucking schools away from each other that have already played.
This is the whole issue, guys, with all of this. You're rewarding the 5 seed in this whole fucking thing. Because you get to have a nice practice, a tune-up. Your players aren't sitting around eating fucking Christmas food.
By the way, the 5 seed is not even a notable thing.
No.
Right? Like, you've done nothing to accomplish the 5 seed except for Notre Dame's case not being in a conference or losing your conference.
Yes.
It's their best case scenario is the 5 seed.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it is the scenario.
It's got to be.
It's got to be the scenario. They're at 5, no matter what.
Because when you have top-heavy conferences like Big Ten and SEC, fucking 9, 10, 11, 12 are going to be some combination of Big Ten and SEC powerhouse schools.
Yep.
And then not MAC, but Mountain West and whomever, whatever comes of the Pac-12 next year, probably. Mm-hmm. It'll be that. A combination of those in the Big 12. It's like the lower side of that bracket is going to be a fucking mess, dude. So if you're the second ranked team in the country or the second conference winner or the third conference winner or whatever the fuck, you've got a much harder path than the Mountain West Conference winner.
Yeah.
That's wild. No, that's not an all.
This isn't great. And this is again what I said on Monday.
No, the lower seeded conference winner should face the better teams.
What's going to happen one year though is like Bama will be the 12th seed, and you're not going to want that.
I don't want it now.
I don't either. Everybody else bitched about it, and if you look at the FPI, which you guys were discussing on Monday Morning Recap, it's Ole Miss. Ole Miss should be ahead of Bama.
There's no question Ole Miss should be ahead of Alabama.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You cannot lose to Kentucky at home. You cannot lose to Florida. Like that. Those are
So their losses are worse than Bama's losses, basically. Because losing Kentucky at home is the worst loss any top 25 team probably has this year.
Kentucky?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Oklahoma is 6-6. It was 24-3. Bama lost 24
on the road.
to 3.
Ole Miss lost at home to Kentucky. It's gross.
Yeah, but Georgia,
I'm not sure
they beat them by 1 point. It was 13-12 in that game. Georgia won by 1 point against Kentucky.
Yeah, but they won. Losing at home to Kentucky, 4-8 Kentucky, who I think might have led the whole game too. I'm not positive about that. Like it's fucking okay. They didn't lead the whole game, but it's fucking terrible.
Losing at Oklahoma is embarrassing. Oklahoma's 2-6 in conference. Losing at Vanderbilt, no matter what they did this year compared to the other years,
2 road games though.
It doesn't matter. They're 3-5 in conference. Those are both bad losses.
I don't disagree. I think Ole Miss should be in over Alabama. I'm just trying to get my head in the space.
Well, you know what happened the last time this happened? It was who was it? It was Alabama. It wasn't Ole Miss. It was Alabama and Georgia. I think it was Alabama and Georgia who had similar records, similar strength of schedule, and they decided to take them both out and put Ohio State in. Remember that? When Ohio State was ranked 5th and they put them in, Ohio State was ranked 6th, they put them in over those two guys. What was that, like fucking 15 or something? I don't remember what year.
Or when Ohio State jumped Penn State, who beat them?
Correct. Yeah.
But I mean, again, like the selection committee's job is twofold. One, to make, or I guess 3. One is to make sure the best teams get in, which I think you can do, right? Because I don't think there's a huge difference between Alabama and Ole Miss, frankly, as teams.
Me neither.
I mean, maybe coaching, maybe consistency and shit like that, because Kiffin's a fucking dum-dum in his weird games. But that's forget about that. It's making sure the best teams get in, making sure that the whole thing is competitive, right? Which I think the way they do this bracketing is fucking stupid. The auto bids doesn't make any sense. Like if you to get into the CFP, 100%, Boise State should be in because of the season they played. Should they get a bye? Fuck no.
No, auto buys is dumb.
That's dumb. And then the third one is like make sure it's entertaining.
Yes.
And having Arizona State and Boise State play in the first round is fucking entertaining. Having Arizona State and Penn State play in the first round is probably not going to be that entertaining.
Well, I can tell you why they did it, and this is basically what I called on Monday here. They won a home game at Penn State to see what a West Coast team would do on December 20th or the 21st at Penn State. Ohio State, I told you, that is the highest rated team in the country. They were getting a fucking home game. You can do nothing about that. All these Tennessee fans bitched in Drinkin' Bros Sports yesterday, and they were like, man, fuck this, fuck that. We shouldn't have a fucking... Yes, you should. Sorry, man, you should. Ohio State has lost 2 games by 4 points total. One came on a field goal with 48 seconds left. The other one was a 1-point loss because a kid slid fucking half a second late. It trumps the Tennessee shit. And
I don't know.
Sorry,
Tennessee
dude.
beat Alabama. They beat
Alabama shouldn't even be in.
They beat Oklahoma.
It's still a better win than not a better win than Ohio State has because you guys beat Penn State, but it's a really good win.
It's not a bad win, but they don't have a higher ranked win than Ohio State does. I don't know why you guys are shocked by this. Also, it's the ratings. They want Ohio State. It's going to be a fucking noon game. Notre Dame, home game. Yes. Are you kidding me? They're going to give that the night game,
We're just going to forget Tennessee lost to Arkansas?
Yeah, 6-6 Arkansas.
Right.
A 6-6 Arkansas team. So yeah, that's why you're not that's why you're not getting a home game.
It was a road.
I think that's worse than losing to Michigan, honestly.
It's one's on the road, one's at home.
Yeah, it's like equal.
Well, if you listen to the committee last night, here's what they said. They said Ohio State losing to last year's national champions
by a field goal with 48 seconds left, and a 1-point loss to Oregon is what did it there for them. They had no explanation for Alabama last night.
I don't know why Michigan, having won the national title last year, is even relevant, because it's not close to the same team.
I agree.
Because then you could say Indiana has 2 wins over the teams that played in the national championship last year.
100%. Like, all of this makes no sense. I don't understand why Indiana's in here still. I don't understand why Bama's in here. The rest of these teams are fine.
I can tell you why Indiana's in, and this is important. Twofold. One, they only have 1 loss, right? Obviously, 11-1 in a major conference, even if their schedule wasn't that great, is 11-1 in a major conference. Number 2, and this is something you have to remember when you're watching the games all year long, is they beat the fuck out of everyone. They beat them by a lot. Miami could easily be a 4 or 5 loss team, right?
Yes.
Like, it was never close for Indiana. And they have a similar strength of schedule to Miami. Miami's is a little higher, but Indiana was in control of every single game they won, running away. They didn't need officiating.
Yeah, look, they beat
or
Purdue 66-0 last weekend, right? And I know Purdue's 1-11.
They should have done, right?
Yes.
They had to do that.
But even in their other games, even in their medium difficulty games, they were blowing everyone out, and Miami wasn't doing that, and Miami has an extra loss. There's no world in which Miami should be in over Indiana, because Indiana played better football from start to finish all year long.
And honestly, we should have a slot where it's just based off vibes. Let South Carolina in.
South Carolina in. I wanted to see Ole Miss over Alabama in there. I mean, this is it's just as strange as we thought it was going to be here from Monday, and just going through all this. Let's go through the timing of this, by the way. So the game that's on the 20th, December 20th, is a night game. These will be on TNT and TBS for the first time ever. I don't know who's going to be calling those games over there. That was odd to me. The other thing that was odd is, so that's a Friday night game, and then they're going to do 3 Saturday games, 1 at noon, 1 at 4, and then 1 at 7 there. So that's going to be those first 4 games that you're seeing are going to be stacked like that. Weather will obviously be a factor on December 21st and 20th there, especially a night game on that Friday nights. That's only going to be colder, wherever that's going to be. And that's TBD right now as far as who slots in there.
3 cold weather games. And quite frankly, Georgia's not going to be warm either. That Georgia Tech game, it was 35 degrees.
Yeah, it was a Friday night. Yeah. It was a late Friday night game, which they've never had in the fall there. But looking at this, so you guys are saying for sure SMU is in even if they lose?
Yes. I think so, unless they get absolutely
smashed. They got to get crushed.
Okay. Boise's out if they lose?
Yes. UNLV's in.
That's a winner gets in game.
Okay. If Texas loses, do they go to the 5 or does Notre Dame go to the 5?
Notre Dame. Texas will have 2 losses. Now, granted, it's only to the same team, but
Texas could get the 5 seed. There could be
an
argument for Texas.
I could go with
it's 2 losses to Georgia. Does that bump out Notre Dame?
I mean, I don't think Notre Dame's got a better win than Texas beating A&M last week, to be honest.
Well, they beat A&M.
Who did?
Notre Dame.
Yeah,
they both.
You're right.
A&M.
They've got a common opponent, so that'll be a discussion.
And Texas had the better win.
In against each other?
Against A&M, they played
by
A&M
points?
better. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I think Texas would drop to the 5. Now, what the real chaos would be is if SMU, Texas, and Oregon all fucking lose. And
that would be a shit show.
It's hard to imagine Oregon losing to Penn State, to be honest.
I agree with that. It's hard to imagine.
Oregon becomes the 5, though. So Penn State will get the 1.
If Oregon loses, they definitely become the 5.
And it's also, I think we should tell the audience this because we learned this last night. That Boise State game is at home this Friday, which is a massive deal.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't have.
Cold as shit.
I guess it's just not a big enough conference to have a neutral site fucking conference championship.
A home game to get into the CFP. I don't see Boise State losing that game on a Friday night in 30-degree weather against UNLV. I just don't see it. Especially Genty going off. He's going to want that last seat at the Heisman there.
I think that's going to be the best game of the weekend.
It might be.
It might be.
I don't know. Tulane Army should be pretty entertaining too, but Iowa State, Arizona State is actually at Jerry World.
Yeah, Big 12 championship.
Yep.
And
it's weird to see these teams in the Big 12 in the first. Well, I guess Iowa State's been in, but it's weird to see Arizona State in the Big 12. It's weird that they're going to be playing what essentially I mean, they're the home team technically, but it's weird that they're playing in a fucking conference championship in football.
Yeah.
It's weird that it's the Big 12, and it's weird that it's happening in Texas. I can't get my mind around all this stuff still.
So the Big 12 championship is always a Jerry World.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the fact that Arizona State is even in that conference is still fucking my head up.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4 teams participating in conference championships in their first year in the conference this year.
Is SMU first year?
Yep. SMU's first year.
Oregon's first year.
Texas's first year.
Texas's first year, and Arizona State's first year, so 4.
What happens if Iowa State beats Arizona State?
Iowa State's in.
That's
Arizona
also
State's
a playoff
out.
game.
Yeah, that's a playoff game.
And where would Iowa State then be injected into?
They'll
this?
be 12.
Same thing.
Yeah.
12?
They're not. There's
playing.
no way they're. I mean, even if they beat Arizona State by 1 million, I don't think they would jump higher than 12.
Max 11. I don't
Okay.
know.
So the teams that are in for sure that we absolutely know right now, without wins or losses, who cares this weekend? These are definitely guarantees that are in. Oregon is in. You guys think SMU is in?
Yes.
I think so, unless they get just totally smashed.
I mean, like lose by 60.
Okay. Texas is in.
Yes.
Georgia is in.
yes.
Yes. Yeah. They're not
If
gonna
Texas
get,
beats them, will that be their third loss?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's not a regular season loss.
They're in.
Okay.
They're in.
Indiana is in.
Yes.
Okay. Notre Dame is in.
So Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State, Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, Notre Dame, probably SMU, and Indiana are all definitely in. I say probably SMU because even if they lose, they're going to have to lose big to Clemson to be out.
Yeah.
Right? And then the other two are Alabama and, I mean, maybe Miami, to be honest. Ole Miss, any 3 of those teams, or Clemson if they beat SMU. And SMU, if they beat up SMU, like if they beat them by 20 points, they're out, I think.
Okay, so if you're a Miami fan, what are you hoping for this weekend?
You need SMU to lose.
Okay. Bad?
Yes.
bad.
They have to lose badly. The Arizona State, Iowa State won't have an effect. UNLV, Boise State won't have an effect because those are play-in games.
I don't think Miami has a path.
Yeah, I don't know how.
So no path for Miami, you think?
But I think the only team that's really in or out is Alabama. They need.
Well, if Clemson wins, that knocks them out.
Yeah.
Well, wait a
They're
second.
done.
How bad does Georgia have to get beat to be out?
Badly.
Pretty bad.
Bad.
I mean, like
touchdowns.
because
It's the
they already
SEC
beat Texas at home, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't think
The only team
Even if they lose by 3 touchdowns, I don't think that's possible.
because they beat them by 3 touchdowns.
And
in the
also,
other game,
Georgia has like
15.
the number 1 strength of schedule,
Yeah.
and they have better wins than probably better and more good wins than probably anyone else in the field.
Who are their best wins for Georgia?
Texas, Tennessee. Who else? Let me see.
Oh, Clemson.
Texas, Tennessee, Clemson. I'm on the Tennessee.
That's really it.
Yeah,
But that's
that'll do
3
it.
really good wins.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure. And then if you're a Notre Dame here, who do you hope wins so you can get the 5 seed?
You got to hope that no, you don't want Penn State to win.
Do you want all these people to hold serve here?
You want hold serve. You want
Penn
Oregon
State
to beat
lose.
up Penn State.
Okay.
You want Oregon to win. You want Texas to win. You want Georgia to lose.
Okay.
Because if Georgia beats Texas, then Texas might get that 5 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possible. I don't know. Texas getting beat twice by the same team. I don't know if they go to 5. I think they go to 6.
But they've only at least lost to one team. You know what I mean? Like, that'll be an interesting way it shakes out. That also might be a good peek into how the committee wants things to shake out.
Last question here before we get to the sponsors and then get to our picks. Because everybody bitched about Alabama last night, any shot they change their mind from this week to next? Because it seemed to be equal rage across the board that Bama was even in the top 12.
I don't know. Bring in Texas fans and let them throw bottles onto the field. Maybe they'll change their mind.
Bring the Ohio State's police department. Let them pepper spray everybody.
Pepper spray Kirk Herbstreit.
Fuck yeah, let's go. The dog, the dead dog.
He's got a new one. He had other golden retrievers.
Oh, he did.
That are coming on set now. But Ben, R.I.P. to Ben.
R.I.P. to Ben. But all right. Look, it's going to be chaos this weekend.
I don't know. Maybe an Ole Miss donor comes in and just throws a shit ton of
I
money.
know. What do you do for an Ole Miss at this point?
I don't think it's going to be chaos. I think everybody's going to win the games you think they're going to win.
Yeah.
The only one that's even in question, to be honest, is Georgia, Texas.
Boise.
That's not a question for me.
Georgia's defense is not good.
SMU is the question.
Texas offense has been quite a bit better. I think SMU beats Clemson. I think Texas beats Georgia actually, which is going to be that's the way it should go. But that's the only potential upset as far as rankings go that I really see. I think Arizona State wins, although Iowa State looked good last week, and I think that.
Where does Clemson go? Do they get the bye then if they beat SMU?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably get it.
Yeah, they're. I mean, I don't think Boise's going to be. I guess it depends.
Who would be the other conference champion?
If Boise beats UNLV, they're not going to go down, so they'll stay at 10. I don't think Clemson's going to jump them.
I don't think Iowa State's or.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Clemson will probably get a bye.
Oh my God, dude. Are you kidding?
I don't. Yeah, they'll. Who
are you fucking joking me? That dog shit Clemson team. We were at that game.
If we all want Arizona State to win because of vibes, but I kind of feel like Iowa State might pull it off. Would you rather put Iowa State or Clemson in the bye? I don't want either, but
yeah.
Oh God, both are disgusting. Like it's gross. Even Boise at 4 is gross. Like that's a gross bye, and they're gonna get it. It's hilarious.
It's funny because of the Big 12 sucking ass, but yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, and the ACC kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, give Clemson credit though. The middle of their season, they were boat racing everybody.
Yeah,
everybody. They were, and that's why I could absolutely see them boat racing in SMU.
It's scary. I would, like I said, I would if I'm an SMU fan, I would have rather played Miami.
And then if you're a South Carolina fan, you got to stew and be like, the team we just beat has a bye.
Oh my God, dude! Could you imagine? Well, does that jump them up? Because then Clemson would be number 3.
Alabama.
You're going to have to go to strength of schedule again.
Alabama beat them, though. They'll never jump Alabama. So if anybody from that group gets in, it'll be Alabama.
Ole Miss beat South Carolina as well. There's
Ole Miss beat as well. They're not jumping
ceiling.
both those teams.
So it would be Ole Miss or Bama then at the end. Maybe Ole Miss has got some donors where they can shell out some cash. All right, before we get to this week's picks, we got some sponsors. Obviously, our title sponsor, MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Let's say you lost a few ducats like I did last weekend, Bob. What happens to you?
They'll toss you a little rake back at MyBookie.com. If you're a regular player at MyBookie, you are in the MyBookie Plus rewards program. Doesn't cost anything. You don't even have to sign up. You just kind of qualify for it after a little while of playing. And, you have a bad weekend. They'll say, hey, here's a little money back. Here's some free play cash. Go have fun. We know you don't feel alive without some money on the game.
Yeah, love them over there. God bless you guys. They're out there doing God's work. And let's face it, if we don't have money on these games this weekend, are any of us really alive? No, we're not. And that Friday night game is going to lead us off, too. It's a fucking night game at Boise. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Also, if you believe in this current bracket right now, you can bet on the national championship. All the odds are updated. Like I said, Notre Dame is 12.5 to 1. Probably the best sprinkle you could make as far as a long shot goes. Anybody else besides Notre Dame that you would throw in there?
Nah.
Outside of the 5? Me neither, right? Yeah. So you can bet that. You can bet the Heisman Trophy if you want to. Not really anything you can do there. It's going to be Hunter, but and then the Super Bowl odds are updated currently. Head on over to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Next up, we got firstform.com/Drinkin' Bros. I got the microfactors here. Haven't taken them because I just walked in today, so I will. D'Anthony, tell us about their protein.
Protein.
Great.
Yeah, it's the best in the business. If you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Protein's a building block of life. You shed cells and you rebuild with protein, and you want to use high quality protein. Otherwise, you're going to be a little bitch.
You sure are, and I'm pounding my microfactors live on air, dude. God damn it. That's why the box sits next to me. The microfactors got all the big 6 in them: antioxidants, CoQ10s, multivitamins, fruits and veggies, EFAs, probiotics. Beautiful little box. Look at this. It looks nice on your countertop. You don't have to buy a bunch of vitamins and scrape them off into the S through S. Try to figure that the fuck out, dude. Buy these. It's 30 packs, and then you just renew every month, and it's great. Go to firstform.com/Drinkin' Bros. While you're there, grab these protein bars. Do yourself a favor, friend. The new cookie dough ones are fucking bomb. Free shipping on orders over $75 at firstform.com/Drinkin' Bros. Next up, we got bioproteintech.com. Guys, if you're over 30, you're going to want to hear this. Here's why your hormones suck every year after puberty. Well, let's face it. your human growth hormone, your HGH, it goes down. It goes down every single year, and that's why you feel like shit. That's why you're looking in the mirror at yourself, wondering why you have that excess body fat. Or maybe your performance isn't great in the bedroom. Maybe you're not doing some PRs at the gym like you used to. That's why. If you can't afford HGH, which a lot of people can't, it's expensive, plus you have to fucking stick a needle in your goddamn belly every day. Next best is bioproteintech.com. They're giving those growth factors back to you naturally, giving you HGH-like results with 0 needles, 0 side effects, and 0 doctor visits, all at a fraction of the cost of prescription treatments. So, if you want to fix the way you perform, look, and feel without all the risk of the big pharma synthetic stuff, head on over to bioproteintech.com. Enter that promo code DRINKINBROS for $30 off your first order. Also, if you just want to read up on it, head on over to bioproteintech.com. It's in the bio for the audio show every single day and the video show. Just click that link, and it's great. 30 vials, very similar to microfactors. And you just pop one, you're good to go, and then they send you another 30, dude. You'll feel a little sting underneath your tongue, and that's it, dude. You look great. You feel better. Head on over to bioproteintech.com to learn more today. Last but not least, we got drinkinbrostickets.com. You want tickets to any of these games? They're available, and they're cheap, dude. Some of these tickets are cheap. So if you're thinking about going, why not? Why not take the fam out?
$42 at Jerry World to see Arizona State, Iowa State, and that's going to be a good game, by the way.
Fuck yeah.
Like you don't think of these schools as big football schools, whatever. I get it, but if you're in the Dallas area, I would go to this game 100%.
And if you're looking at it,
Jerry World is it's the best football stadium that exists. 1 and 2, this is going to be a good fucking game.
Yeah, and if you're looking at it, Boise tickets $50, Army tickets $30.
Yeah, I mean if you're anywhere near fucking West Point.
Yeah, dude. $40 for
There's definitely
Arizona
nothing,
State, Iowa State.
There's nothing better to do anywhere near West Point than go to this game, I promise you.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks up there.
Even if you're going to the last row at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which isn't bad, by the way, because they got that huge Jumbotron that goes all the way around the entire stadium. $100 for last row there.
It's $38 for Clemson, SMU, and Charlotte at the Panther Stadium.
You can get tickets for $18 for Oregon, Penn State?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's Indianapolis. Those tickets are always cheap.
Well,
to be fair,
yeah.
Unless if Ohio State's there, they'll clean it up. But that's the only way.
Yeah. So there's not a ticket besides that Georgia Texas one that's over $100. I mean, shit. Clemson, SMU. Where's that at? Bank of America Stadium. Oh, it's Charlotte.
At Panthers Stadium.
Outdoors. Yeah. There you go. $40, bro. $40. All right. Let's get to this week's picks, shall we? I got 2 games on Friday nights. Playoff implications, obviously. UNLV.
We got 3 games.
At Boise State. Well, we'll go with the top one here because this is at 7 o'clock on Fox for us, 8 o'clock for the rest of you guys.
We got a game at 6 o'clock.
Oh, a 6-er?
You're on the Oregon. You need to switch it to just FBS, not top 25.
All right. Who is it? Read that off.
We got a rematch from last week. Western Kentucky taking on Rich Rod in Jacksonville State. Western Kentucky just won the game last week.
The Hilltoppers?
They did, yeah.
Damn it, dude.
Forced the rematch. Jacksonville State, Rich Rod, the favorite at home, -4. The total is 57.5. Wow. I love Jacksonville State here.
I know you do.
Riding with Jacks all day.
Yeah, I know you do.
And I think Rich Rod should go back to West Virginia after this.
And he might. You never know. You never know. He's certainly traveled everywhere. He used to be the head coach at Michigan for a while as well. I can't pick this game because I know nothing about it. They're 2 8-4 teams here. But if you're riding with it, go with these guys on it. What does Jacksonville State provide? Do they have a good run game, a good pass game? What is it?
Explosiveness.
Yeah, it's Rich Rod, man. It's they fucking sling it, dude.
It's just, if you love those teams from the early 2000s, West Virginia, the Noel Devine, the Pat White.
I believe Noel
The
Devine's
Slave
kid
State.
plays for this team.
He does, yeah.
There you go.
Well, the over/under is 57.5, so it's not going to be boring.
No.
I'm telling you, it's a good appetizer. for the night.
However, it is 35 degrees in northern Alabama for this game, so
I will not be watching any part of this.
fuck that.
Yeah. Next up, though, this one, yes, all in. Let's go. UNLV at Boise State, and it really is.
Literally.
At Boise State. So it is a home game for them.
And by the way, keep an eye on the weather. It's going to be, so the start time is 7 p.m. Central, which is Mountain Time is 6 p.m.
Yeah.
sun goes down around 6:30, I think.
That's what Derek was telling
And
us
it's going to
yesterday.
go from 39 to 29 real fast.
Yes.
And I don't think UNLV is ready for this. They're going to get smoked in this game.
No. I am all in on Boise State in this game.
But I'll tell you this, if UNLV beats them, not only have they taken out the second best player in the country, they've also done it in a fucking bad weather environment and on the road. So they deserve to be in the – you can't talk any shit.
Are they in? Is
they
UNLV
win,
in?
If they win, they're
Yes.
in.
When did you get in? This is Boise would be out though.
Boise would be out.
Yes.
But they wouldn't get a bye.
Well,
So who
would probably be the 12th seed then?
Yeah.
Who would slide into that bye if Boise State
Could be
lost?
Arizona State.
Arizona State or
Or
Iowa
Clemson
State.
and SMU. Well, SMU's already got one, so it wouldn't be them.
Yeah.
UNLV wouldn't hop the Big 12.
Or it would be
winner.
Big 12. So,
It would be
yeah,
the Big
probably
12
Arizona
winner.
State.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
it's gross.
That's crazy, guys.
No, we got to get rid of these.
I mean, can you
auto
imagine the
buys.
first week,
Wow.
the first ever college football playoff bye might feature Iowa State and SMU.
It might feature UNLV. No, it can't feature.
I
UNLV.
actually hope it does now. Now that you've said it out loud, I actually hope it does.
Like, there's got to be a reward for winning your conference, but
That ain't
might
it.
be a bridge too far.
It should
That
be.
ain't it.
It should be an auto bid, but not a fucking buy, man. That part of the rule doesn't make any sense.
Serious question, because you guys brought it up on Monday. Why not just FPI all of this and take the guesswork out of it? We're there, technology-wise and all that other stuff. Like,
Oh, dude, no, fuck that. I'm an eye test boy.
that's what the whole committee is.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
They take it into account.
You know what? You know what FPI doesn't predict?
What's that?
Ratings.
Rating.
doesn't-
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't predict ratings.
It's a
That's
TV
true.
And that's
show.
why Alabama's in this game.
Yeah, that's why Ohio State will have a home game. So there you go. I understand. Next up, we got Tulane at Army. Whew.
Have you looked at the FPI, by the way?
What do you got?
So here's.
I just looked at it for Ole Miss.
Let's see. Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
I didn't actually
4,
look at the rest of the
5,
teams.
6,
Do you wanna know who
7,
they
8, 9,
t-
10. So
so-
here's the top 12 FPI. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Texas, number 1.
Okay.
Notre Dame, number 2.
Okay.
Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Penn State, Indiana, Miami, and SMU. Those are the teams that should be in.
Interesting.
And 13th is really funny too, because FPI will get adjusted, but because of the conference championship games, right? That things will move around again a little bit.
Yeah.
Louisville is 13th.
Yeah, so if SMU beats Clemson up, because Clemson is 15th right now.
Oh my God.
If technically speaking, if let's say Penn State loses and they drop or something like that, or Ole Miss drops for some reason, I don't know why they would, because their season's over, but Louisville could sneak into the top 12 too. FPI. So be careful what you wish for, is all I'm saying.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
dude. Feinbaum just said Alabama definitely deserves it over Miami. That's a huge shock that Paul Feinbaum would
Paul
say that.
Feinbaum said that?
No way. Stephen A, though, was like, this is ludicrous. Miami should be in there.
There's another stat called strength of record rank that ESPN does. It reflects chance that an average top 25 team would have team's record or better given the schedule. So you're ranked based on that. It's basically like wins above replacement, but for
Okay.
college football. Oregon, Georgia, Tennessee, Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Tennessee, Indiana, SMU, Alabama. It's the same teams, just in a slightly different
That
order.
one makes more sense to me, actually.
This is a slightly different order.
That
yeah,
one sounds more correct.
that one does actually sound correct. Although I don't know if I would put Penn State ahead of Ohio State. I know they had a bad loss to Michigan.
I
but
think they're putting into the fact that they're actually in the Big Ten championship.
I guess you got to get credit for that.
So,
yeah.
and once the losses, I think that'll even out. But
The first team out, by the way, South Carolina in that ranking.
Yeah, they're right there on every
that,
single
but
one.
that makes sense to me. Like that makes sense to me.
You know, another cool stat that they do on this is game control rank. And that's what I was talking about with Indiana. It's just like how much did they control the game from start to finish every game they played?
Yeah, they are very consistent. And look, if you let's take two very different teams, two teams in different conferences with like vastly different schedules, but Indiana is a start to finish team, and Lane Kiffin has never been that kind of coach in his
Yeah.
career, right?
Yep.
Maybe that should matter, maybe it shouldn't. I don't know. But the good news is that before this even got set, they had already changed the rules, right? So they're open-minded about changing. We'll see how the season goes. You
got to do something.
I'm
here.
optimistic about them correcting any kind of stupid bullshit that happens this year.
Yeah, you gotta do something here, because if these teams end up getting buys that we just talked about, my God, man, people are gonna rage. All right, next up, Tulane at Army here. This is actually at West Point, by the way. Tulane -5 against Army. Who you got, D'Anthony?
I don't know, man. Tulane,
28 degrees at kickoff.
Yeah, do they play in any cold weather games?
I don't believe they do. For that fact, give me Army +5. Plus, Tulane facing a triple option team like this with a running quarterback, they've probably never seen any team like that on their entire schedule, I would imagine.
Also, Summerall's looking at other places. He's already trying to jump ship. Head coach for Tulane might have 1 foot out the door.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
I mean, they won. No, that was at home against Temple.
They beat Navy 35-0.
Yeah,
and that
which
was
is a similar offense, but Navy's top guy is not as good as Army's top guy.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was gonna say it was probably in kind of a cold environment. It was on November 16th in Annapolis.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a swamp, so it probably was a little bit chilly there.
Give me Army +5. I'm taking a lot of dogs this weekend.
I'll take Army +5, yeah, because I think Tulane wins by a field goal.
Delco and Bob?
I think it's a big dog weekend. Yeah, give me the troops.
Yeah.
Give me the points.
Doing it for the troops, dude.
I think I like Tulane here. Tulane is coming off. They just had their whole fucking season ruined. They're gonna come back and fucking get what they can out of it.
That's true. If Tulane beat Memphis last week and UNLV won this week, Tulane probably gets in the playoff.
The other interesting part of this is a Friday night game on ABC. That has never happened before. So they're trying to eat up every single network they can now with football.
Oh, yeah.
I said earlier, the ones who were getting the first 4 playoff games are TBS and TNT, which is also extremely odd to me. But here we go, dude.
They're totally.
I'll flip back and forth. This will be picture in picture for me. I'll put this UNLV Boise game and then this one. I want to watch this Army game.
They're totally
see what happens.
deflated, though. Their season's done. Army's going to win the game on the field, actually.
Yeah. Bob's going with Tulane. All right, Bob. You hate the troops. You always have, though. It's just like Bob. Next up, this is a true 11 a.m. game here, by the way. So I am going to say that it is 11 a.m. because it is in Texas. This is in Dallas. It is Jerry World. It is the Big 12 Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. Favorite time of the year to watch these kids 2 handballs right through the thing for $100,000 in tuition there. This is Iowa State's against Arizona State. No home field, obviously. Arizona State -2. D'Anthony, who you got?
I think Ohio State wins the game, actually.
Iowa State?
Iowa State, yeah.
Okay. Oh, God, that'd be so gross.
They looked really good the last couple weeks.
I'm going strictly with vibes on this one for Arizona State. We've joked about them on the show for years. They finally have a good team. It would be awesome to see them make it. Give me Arizona State -2. Delco, who you got?
All right. Little player prop here.
Okay.
Give me the over on whatever the yardage is for Jordan Tyson, the receiver for Arizona State.
You're not even going to say Scadabo's name, you piece of shit?
you piece of shit.
I mean, Scadabo's going to go off, but let me tell you about Jordan Tyson. Tyson, last 3 games, 176 yards, 125 yards, 143 yards against, pretty decent competition.
He has 1,100 yards receiving on the season, which is unbelievably impressive for anyone.
He's a stud. He's only a
Scadabo's
sophomore.
got fucking 153, 73, 147, and 177
He's got
rushing.
1,400 yards on the season and 17 touchdowns on the ground.
He's
having a great year. Arizona State's a good team.
At Kansas State, he had a bit of a down game, 73 yards, but BYU 147 and 3 touchdowns against them.
Yeah. Who you got,
Good
Bob?
play.
I'm taking Arizona State. I'm not worried about Iowa State here. Arizona State's rolling. Like Dan said, they only lost 1 game with their actual starting quarterback. This team is a fucking unit.
Yeah.
And yeah, fuck Iowa State.
Exactly.
I agree with that in principle. I'm just saying Iowa State's been playing better.
Look, it is a coin toss to me, for real. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Iowa State did win this game. I'm just going with vibes on this one. Next up, Ohio University at Miami of Ohio. This is the MAC championship, boys and girls. This is Miami of Ohio -1.5. Who you got, D'Anthony?
No,
Yeah, I know you wouldn't.
I'm all set on that.
Do you want to go with Little Gabbert and the Miami Red
At
Hawks?
least he's got a normal name.
This will be a vibes game for me as well.
What's his name?
I've
Like Brad or
partied-
Brent or some shit?
Brett.
Brent, yeah.
I've partied at both these universities. This is a vibe game here. I had a better time partying at Miami of Ohio. So therefore, I'm going there. Although OU has an excellent Halloween sitch, but the overall campus of Miami of Ohio is beautiful. Looks like a fucking movie set. Give me Miami of Ohio -1.5. Bob, who you got?
Brett Gabbert, fellow Christian Brothers College High School alumnus.
What does all that mean?
It's my high school. It's my private Catholic high school.
Was it really?
Yeah, he's an alum of CBC. I'm going with Miami, Ohio all day.
Look at you, Bob. Congratulations to you in your high school there. Delco?
Oh, Red Hawks all day.
Red Hawks. All right. Red Hawks, too. Let's go. Next up, we got Georgia at Texas. Is this the best game of the weekend?
To be honest, yeah, it's either this one or Arizona State, Iowa State, as much as I hate to say that.
And by the way, I want to reverse that. It is Texas at Georgia because this is another home game for Georgia, as is every year in the SEC Championship because this is played in Atlanta. However, Texas is favored -2.5. Who you got?
I mean, I'll take Texas -2.5 because they are clearly the better team. And I mean that. They're clearly better. But Kirby Smart is clearly better than Sark. And it's not particularly close. He was all up in his ass. Forget about being in his head. He was up his ass in that game here in Austin. And I kind of expect that to happen again, to be honest. I just think Texas is playing well right now. They've got a lot of confidence. Their offense looks really good, and that defense looked fucking brutal the other day.
Here's what I can't get around in this game. Because to me, I agree with you. I think the top two teams in the nation are Oregon and Texas. We'll obviously find out what happens here with Georgia. But if they both won, I would have zero problem ending this 12-team bullshit and just having Oregon play Texas for the national championship, to be honest with you. But I was at this game, and it was not close. They ended up benching Ewers for Arch Manning with like 4 minutes left before half. Texas came back, but it was 30-15, and it was never close in this game. I just don't know. I don't know what changes here, and especially in a home environment now for Georgia, because this was on the road at Texas. So give me Georgia plus the points at 2.5. This is another dog pick for me. Bob, who you got?
I love Georgia here. I think Texas, the A&M win was a really fucking good win in as hostile of a road environment as you could possibly have, but just the way Georgia came out and smacked Texas in the mouth. Texas still has not played anyone as good as Georgia this year. I just don't know.
I know. I just can't get that taste out of my mouth from the first game.
Yeah.
And I saw it in person, and it was even worse. Where, fuck. I mean, yeah. That's the only problem I have. Delco, who you got?
I like Georgia here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's hard to get that game out of your mouth. Even though I think Texas is actually a better team.
It's
man.
just a home game.
I know.
It is a fucking home game. They're used to playing there. And also, like, as much as you want to not wrongly shit on Georgia's offense for being, like, pretty mid, like, lacking weapons, they're still putting up 44, 31. I skipped the UMass game. 44, 31, 34, 30, 41, 31, 34 against SEC teams. Like it's and then
Okay, wait a minute, because you got Mississippi State and Florida in there, and you got fucking Georgia Tech in there as well.
Florida got hot.
Let's dial it back a little bit.
And that was a 8 overtime game against Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
well, it's 2-pointer. I mean,
No. They still had to go for touchdowns the first two drives.
But they have Georgia's offense has gotten. I guess the point you're making is their offense has gotten better as the year has gone on. That I'll agree with.
The issue is Carson Beck always digs them in a hole early and then gets out of it.
He's got 12 interceptions on the season, and
they're usually all in like the first half.
And the weird thing is, the best wide receiver for Georgia's only got 42 receptions for 700 yards.
Yeah, and we'll see how Sark comes out. I mean, look, Georgia in the first quarter is bad on offense.
Yeah.
Almost every game.
Every
actually.
game.
Can Sark take advantage of it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. You know, can you? I say if he comes out and rotates his edge rushers through in the first quarter and keeps them fresh and really gets after it in the second quarter and has a lead going into half, then they got a chance. But if he gets what was it, 23 zip going into the halftime?
Yeah.
Last time, then you're fucked. You're not coming back from that.
And Dan and I have seen all these teams in real life. I genuinely think Texas is a better team.
Yeah,
maybe that was a fluke. Maybe they just had a shitty game. I don't know.
That's possible, yeah, but coaching matters too.
It does.
And to be honest, I don't think this is talking out of school. Sark is not on the same level.
I've never liked him because he was terrible for the Falcons. So
Now, you got to think, though, Texas, if you do win this game, you beat Georgia, Georgia's going to probably fall back to like 10 or 11. You're going to get either Ohio State or Tennessee because they're going to beat Indiana, right? Like Indiana's probably stuck in that 10 seed.
Yeah.
So Ohio State or Tennessee for your first round matchup as Texas.
Tennessee, I don't care about. Ohio State is tough.
Not on offense, though. And that line for Texas will be able to push them around. I think they're fine regardless. It just depends where it's at. I mean, I'm assuming it would be at Texas.
Here's what I don't understand.
No, it's bowl game.
Yeah,
so
it's bowl game.
Whatever.
Oh, gotcha. For the second round?
Whoever the higher.
Cotton Bowl or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What I don't understand is why some combination of Brian Day and Chip Kelly haven't started throwing screen passes on the left side of your fucking. If your line is going to get beat anyways, let them get beat on purpose.
Mm-hmm. And I said this
You
after.
know what I mean? They didn't run one fucking screenplay in that game.
I said this after the
It was
Nebraska game.
jet sweep.
Because Ohio State fans were on me after Monday's show. I don't fucking care. Like, we host a sports show for a living. Like, you got to be objective. Sorry, I picked Michigan to win the national championship last year. That happened as well. I said it after the Nebraska game. You got to throw 50 times a game. You got to prove that kid, Will Howard, could be an NFL quarterback. Get the ball out a second and a half. You have four first-round wide receivers that are currently starting for you right now. It will never get better than this. So just chuck the ball the entire game, run it up to 60, and see what happens. Chip Kelly used to do it at UCLA. That is Ohio State's only shot to win. They cannot run the ball with no offensive line. That is it. Or run those screens that you talked about.
Yeah,
to the running backs.
Judkins
can catch.
Yeah.
Henderson can catch. They can all fucking catch out of the backfield.
That one's a mystery for me. If your line is going to get beat anyways, turn your weakness into a strength.
And you have, 3 weeks to do it? So
yeah, because I'm telling you, against a team like fucking Texas who likes to get after it and rush the quarterback really any SEC team, that's your best option.
It is.
It's to let them fucking penetrate the line and then fucking dump it. I mean, that's...
Well, we also said this right before the Michigan game, and we're two dummies hosting a podcast. We're not the two guys that are coaching Ohio State. So, figure the fuck out, you idiots.
Well, look, yeah, I mean, but I'm yelling at fucking dudes, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing? As I'm drinking fucking hard AF on my couch.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, maybe I should shut the fuck up.
Maybe not. Maybe not. You have just as many national championships as Ryan Day.
I've got just as many as Sark, too. And I think I'll probably beat both of them. I'm going to
You think you'll be tied for life with both of those guys?
because I'm going to Connor Stallions it for fucking Penn State. As soon as we sell Hard AF, we're already business partners up there. I'm going to be spying on everybody. Actually, it's legal now. The headsets
they got
are
the
legal, so
headsets
it
now,
doesn't matter now.
They got the headsets.
But yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to get a national title with Penn State. I'm going to worm my way into that somehow.
Hey, dude, we've got Penn State, loading outs in.
And then we'll sell this
March.
company. We'll maintain that relationship. I'll be rich, and I'll be like, hey, dude, just make me a fucking ball boy. I want a ring.
That's it. Just make him a ball boy, and for me,
And we'll pay.
I gotta get in case my children end up being dumb in high school. I'll be able to use all these connections and get them into whatever college they want to go to.
I think once we sell Hard AF and make a good chunk, we should pick 1 year and go have an NIL battle between the two of us.
Oh, it'd be great. And then just start buying people. Yeah.
You can.
That's what Portnoy's doing.
We'll
Barstool right now.
I'll put together a team of Penn State grads. You put together a team of Ohio State grads. We'll raise 25 mil or so.
Yeah, and find out what
Just
happens.
do a capital raise, and then we'll fucking go head to head. And then if I don't win, I'll fucking kill you.
What's crazy
Basically.
is there's now only currently 2 coaches with national championships
Yes.
in all of college football.
Dabo and Kirby Smart.
That's it.
Those are the only two.
Because Mac Brown retired.
He did.
Mac who?
Well, he got fired, but yeah.
He got refired.
He
Let's
got
call it that.
refired from the same university twice, which is it's not great. I think he's an alumni there too.
All right. Speaking of Texas, we are Marshall.
We
is
are.
next.
We are Marshall. That is at Louisiana.
Louisiana. Nobody gives a
Come on
fuck
now.
about this game. This game means nothing.
It means
game
everything.
rules.
This is the Sun Belt Championship.
I will not be
guys.
watching this. I will not be gambling on it.
This game rules.
I will be putting a belt around my neck, strangle baiting real hard to this, guys. This is Louisiana, -5.5. Bob, who you got?
Look, Marshall's got 3 losses. 2 of them are to Virginia Tech and Ohio State. They've played a tougher schedule than Louisiana has, even though I do like this Louisiana team.
You're not saying it right, Bob.
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
There you go.
Give me Marshall. Give me Marshall for the upset in the Sun Belt Championship.
Absolutely not. The boys will be partying in Lafayette.
Yeah, I
Louisiana.
agree. If you think I'm betting against Louisiana, you never been to Louisiana then before. What?
It's called Cajun Field.
Is it really?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Do they sprinkle the spice all over the
Cajun
field before the game?
like the people, not the spice.
Oh, but that would be a fun thing. Just put the orange spice all over the field. Have it kick up when they run. That'd be a blast. Next up, we got Penn State against Oregon. This is in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium. Beautiful place to be. I'm kidding. Tickets are $18 up there. Very shocked by this spread. This is Oregon minus 3.5. D'Anthony, who you got?
Oregon plus 3.5.
Yeah,
They're
minus 3.5.
Minus 3.5. Yeah, they're going to win this game easily.
Yeah, I'm taking Oregon as well. This is at least a 1 touchdown game, in my opinion. Look, Oregon's already played the best defense in the nation. Penn State is top 5 as well. I don't think they're going to have a problem here. I just don't think Penn State, their offense can keep up.
No,
the defense always plays well.
Oregon played Ohio State at full strength
Yep.
before all their dudes got hurt, and they fucking dominated that game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a close game.
1
but
point game.
On the line, they rocked the line the whole time. I don't think Penn State can win this. Penn State. Here's the problem: for them to win, they've got to get turnovers in this game. They have to, and fucking Oregon doesn't turn the ball over, man. Gabriel's 24-6 on the year. And I don't know. I mean, maybe. Doubt it.
Doubt it. I'm going Oregon. Bob, who you got?
Man, I want the upset here just for chaos. So, yeah, fuck it, dude. I'm taking Penn State in a fucking sloppy slap fight of a game.
Yep.
Oregon is not going to – I mean, this is going to be a home field for Penn State. Oregon's not going to travel for this. That's why the ticket's so cheap.
Fucking Oregon's not going to go to Indiana.
They're not.
No.
They're not.
So this is going to be a Penn State favored crowd. James Franklin going to net his second Big Ten championship and maybe even a lifetime contract. Who knows?
Yep, it's going to be worst case scenario for Penn State fans.
All right.
Franklin's going to get the job done. Penn State's going to win this game. It's going to be because something weird's going to happen this weekend. Penn State's going to get the one.
Then they're
seed.
going to get beat by 80 in the first round.
Hang on. I'll entertain this, okay? You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Penn State beats Oregon and Georgia beats Texas. That means Penn State will be number 1 in the nation.
Yep.
Penn State is your number 1 seed going into the college football playoff.
And then they'll be rewarded with either Tennessee or Ohio State or something. Yeah.
Tennessee, Ohio State, or maybe who's 9?
Wow, dude. There's a possibility.
Or 10.
Yeah.
Indiana, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that would be fine for them, I'm sure.
The 1 seed kind of sucks.
Yes, it does. I've said this all along. Like for Oregon, it sucks. If you win this game, it sucks for you.
Maybe Landon. He outthinks himself sometimes with some of his strategies. Maybe he blows this game.
I could see Lanning early on not taking points like he's want to do, right? And just being like, we're going to win it. We're fucking no doubt. Leave no doubt. And then they just fucking...
He tanks the game. He's like, I want that 5 seed.
Yeah, maybe he does. Last but not least here, this is the funnest game of the weekend, in my opinion, just because Clemson could get a bye. Or SMU could be the number 3 team in the nation. This is fucking bananas to me. This is in Charlotte, and this is SMU minus 2.5 against Clemson. Dan, who you got?
I got SMU.
Okay.
Clemson hasn't beaten anybody that's good. Not one team. Their most difficult game was at Pitt.
Yeah, and they barely
to be
won
honest,
that
and
game.
they barely won that game. Their other wins are against App State, NC State, Stanford, Florida State, Wake Forest, Virginia. All those teams are terrible. Virginia Tech's terrible. The Citadel isn't a real school. Every team they've played that's even decent, like Louisville, for example, who's just decent, they got beat. Clemson sucks.
South Carolina, they only won by 3 last week.
They lost
that
at
game
home.
Yeah.
In their rivalry game.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Fuck off. SMU's good here.
And by the way, Clemson, if Clemson wins that game combined with Miami losing their game, Clemson might be in either way. So they might have cost themselves a bid.
Okay.
Like they certainly have a much better chance of getting in as a 2-loss plus a conference loss. I mean, so that was a big game. They lost a big game.
Look,
because they're losers. Dabo's a loser. He doesn't have a fucking generational quarterback, so he can't win.
He does have 2 natties. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah, you can. One of them's in jail right now for getting jacked off by little Asian ladies.
No, he's not in jail.
He should be.
Yeah, he should
Well,
be.
he's on the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
Well,
is
yeah,
there a functional difference between that and
No,
jail?
there's not. Up in Cleveland there.
I do think you get more yard time in jail than you do with the Browns.
You do. That's a great line. Look, it's a dog day afternoon for me. Give me Clemson plus the 2.5. Bob, who you got?
I think this is the game of the week in terms of sheer like entertainment factor.
Yes.
I do not think I'm picking SMU, but I hate this matchup for SMU, and I do not think Clemson's going to go quietly. This is also going to be an extremely pro-Clemson crowd and a cold game for a high-octane offense in SMU. There's a couple things that don't, even though I think SMU is going to win, because like Dan said, Clemson hasn't beaten any good team they've played. This is going to be a tough fucking game for SMU. It's going to be a nail-biter.
Yes, it is. Who you got?
I got Clemson. I got Clemson to win the game on the field.
Same here. They're going to win. I think they're going to win as well. And a lot, Bob, is for the reasons you actually said. I think the weather's a factor. They certainly have home field here. SMU, I don't know what their student body's like, but
It's like 4,000. I mean, it's a small
Right.
school.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
So
no
that's
alumni base.
nothing.
There's no they don't travel because there aren't enough of them to travel.
I agree. So for that reason, man, give me Clemson. They're in if they win. Dabo should have these guys fired up. I mean, he's a two-time national champion.
Oh, what are they going to do?
For Christ's sake.
Slap the rock around? They're not in fucking Death Valley. They're in Charlotte.
No, but still.
It's going to be rainy and cold and an ugly game, and Clemson sucks.
That's like the dumbest tradition, by the way.
It's so dumb.
They run downhill.
It's like a fucking 80-degree angle. It's like a 6% grade they're running down. Have you ever seen that
Oh, yeah.
shit?
Yeah.
Someone's going to get fucked up.
Somebody's going to tear an ACL.
I'm going to
for
put
sure.
an IED on that thing. Boom! Just fucking command detonate as they're rocking by. I actually like Clemson, so I don't want
They
to
have
do
a
that.
bunch of dumb traditions. They storm the field after every game, win or lose.
Well, they've had some rough times the last few years, so yeah.
But when they lose, they have to fucking rush the field.
Do they really?
Yeah.
For what? What's that do?
That's just their tradition.
That's not great. That's not great at all. I didn't know that. But yeah, but in terms of like saying the best game is probably Georgia, Texas. The most hilarious game to me is Clemson, SMU, and that's probably the one I'm most excited about because Clemson wins, and that is absolute fucking chaos.
Yeah, that'll be
Absolute
fun.
Chaos.
I mean, I like the chaos. So if I have no dog in any of these hunts, like my team's going to make it no matter what if
Yeah.
they win or lose. Unless
Yeah.
Penn State would have to lose by a fucking 1,000 to not make it, and they're not going to because their defense.
even
is
if
good.
they do lose by 1,000, they're still in.
Probably.
That's only 2 losses.
Yeah.
And your 2 losses are against the number 1
Ohio
and number 2
State,
teams
yeah.
in the nation. So yeah, they're in. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so I don't really care what happens. I do. You guys know me at this point. I pray for chaos. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and you pray for the 5 seed. I think if you're Notre Dame, man, you want a lot of chalk here so you can stay there.
I think at least 2 teams currently slotted for a bye are going to lose.
Who do you got?
I don't know, but I think I picked Texas to lose, and I picked Oregon to lose. Right, those were my picks. But I think of these 4, 2 of them are going to lose regardless.
So for me, Boise State and Oregon are kind of locks for me, like for real in real life, and you'll see this gambling wise in Drinkin Bros Sports. The SMU Texas though, those are the ones that I think could flip, and I'm with you. Or look, Oregon also had a week off, and they thought they were preparing for Ohio State, so maybe that's a factor as well because they didn't play last week. They had no game against. Usually it's Oregon State to close it out, but they were on a weird bye, and I guarantee you, with everything in me, they were probably preparing for Ohio State in this game, and then it's not. So you got to figure that out too. Who knows? But I'm with you. I think 2 of these 4 go down. And then what time is the actual show on Sunday? Do we know that time? Is it going to be noon like it used to be or 1 in the afternoon? Because everybody's going to be huddled around the television watching that.
It'll
thing.
be Sunday, December 8th at I think in the afternoon. It doesn't even say
What are you looking at?
when they're
Yeah,
broadcasting.
what time is it? What time is the broadcast on Sunday afternoon?
Noon to 4.
Noon to 4. Okay. I'm going to stretch that out for 4 fucking hours.
Yeah, because the first 2 hours they're just going to do all the other bowl games.
Well, fuck that. I'll be watching actual football. They
Right.
Yeah, I'll be watching the NFL.
It'll be on the ticker maybe, but
Yeah, our teams are in, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's the other weird part about this. Usually you're watching like, oh shit, what's it going to be? Now you're like, all right, well, we're in. Who cares? I guess at this point. But strange. Also, with these commits here, because I know a lot of people are talking about it, of flipping commits back and forth here. There is no flipping anymore. It's whoever has the most money to pay these kids, that's where they're going to go. So, like, flipping a commit isn't about going to the college anymore. It's how much did you back up? Like, what was the Brinks truck that you backed up and paid that kid? That's it.
Also, I mean, it's just, it's misleading language. They're not committed.
No.
They say they're, like when Missouri gets a commit, I'm like, oh, sweet, we'll see.
Yep. Even that Bryce Underwood kid, who's the #1 recruit in the nation, even after he was questioned about LSU, he goes, no, I am staying at LSU. No. I'm not going anywhere. And then Barstool got involved, and he's gone.
Yeah, it's just like, being married. On the road.
Got to have some back burners.
Oh, boy. Thanks for tuning in, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away at that point. Bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles at first deposits all the way up to $1,000. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the College Football Championship Week Prediction Show. Good night, everyone.